back on Hello On to Azaria. How do you feel about washing cars? I hate washing cars.
Washing cars in general, I've owned my car for like 6 years, but I haven't washed it in like 10. So that's how lazy I am with car washing.
Yeah, lady driver.
Yeah, you have to go there and you have to wait. I just hate waiting.
Yep, and man, you know, they always complain about what's the point of washing cars because it's going to rain anyway.
Yes, exactly.
And we have 3 gentlemen that will solve all that problem. We're going to Matthias Gelber, Mr. Lawrence Lowe, and of course Ms Ziyad Maricar. They're here for a very special reason today, but of course we will have to say, you know, nice green t-shirt, GreenMan.
Oh yes, my latest t-shirt. 12 plastic bottles before turned into a hijau t-shirt. Isn't that great? Recycling all the way. So there's green stuff happening all over the place.
Yeah, size S.
Yeah, let's see what
blatant self-promotion.
Let's see what we can do.
Yes, so we have this in my hand right now. I'm sure Azaria has thousands of questions.
From Go Waterless Carwash, yourself as well, because we're both lazy in washing cars. But first of all, before we move on to that, Matthias, tell us why you decided to bring Go Waterless Carwash to share with our viewers this week.
I think water is a subject that most people don't realize is one of the biggest environmental challenges that we face on the planet and as well here in Malaysia. Because water is in some parts of Malaysia free if you have a low consumption, or it costs very little. And things that don't cost, we usually don't appreciate. So we waste water. I remember my neighbor in Bangsa, I hope he's not watching this morning. You know, he used to be doing... Nobody tell him. He used to be doing this car wash, and he was, you know, spraying all over the place. And there was a whole stream, there was a flood of water rolling down the street. You always knew when he was doing his job. And I mean, if you count that in taxpayers' money, you know, because at the end of the day, the things that are so cheap, it's kind of subsidized sooner or later, or the money has to come from somewhere. Now, the latest thing that I have realized last year is there is a water pipe going to be built that's going to cost 8 billion ringgit. That's the true cost of supplying water to the public. And if we save and if we conserve, it helps our pocket and it helps the environment. Some people predict there will be wars about drinking water in some parts of the world. When we've got drought, you know, sometimes people don't have enough water and water supply is being cut off. So water is a key critical area of global importance and of local importance. That's why I think we need to come up with solutions that help people save water. And this is a great example.
Exactly, and it wastes a lot of water and it's pollution. That's exactly why that's the reason actually why I don't wash my car.
Lawrence, how do you feel about, you know, this project when you came on board?
We wanted to conserve water. We wanted to find well. The bottle that you're holding now, for example, it can wash 2.5 cars.
Wow, clean, wax and protect.
You wax your car at the same time and you save water at the same time. Why not?
And Ziyad, what's your take in this project?
Well, it's a niche product where in Malaysia people are going green nowadays. So I think it's a good way, it's a good business for us where people will now source for green products and everything. So that's why we decided to bring this product into Malaysia.
2.5 cars.
How does a waterless car wash work? Is it just 100% no water used?
We don't use spit, that's what.
I guess you get that a lot.
That's a lot of people ask us, do we use spit to wash a car because it's waterless?
Natural product.
Natural product,
That's way too green for us, I think. So you use these products 100%. How does it work?
Basically, it's a 3 simple steps. We spray it on the car. Alright. Once we spray on the car, the polymer will raise the dirt from the car. Then we use a special cloth which is fully imported from the US. It's a microfiber cloth. We wipe it off. Once we wipe it off, we use a second cloth. We just buff it up. So that's where the shine comes in. So 3 simple steps all over the car.
I didn't know their car, but I saw this morning this shiny car driving along, and they were in there. So, you know, it must be working.
Alright, and I see a couple of variations. Or are they just labels, colors?
Different variations for different use. Say for the red bottle that you have there in front there, the red bottle actually removes some of the dirt and the grime that's in the pores of your car. So it removes it and it shines the car. The yellow one that you're holding is for well-maintained cars. It actually increases the shine. That one removes some of the dirt from the pores.
All right, here's a question. For moms who will just go make their frequent visits to the supermarket, you can, there are barely dirt on the car. But, if you're like me, you go to farms and plantations and places with red soil. That would be quite a challenge to remove. So what's the solution for that one?
Okay, the product is basically mainly for city dirt, meaning bird shit or things like that. So it's perfectly well, we can use it.
Yes.
But if you just came out from the forest and have mud sticking up there, you have to use water first to take off the dirt.
Buckets.
Yeah, you still have to use water first to take off the dirt, and then we can use the waterless car wash.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sure you get this a lot. Does the wiping scratch or damage the surface of your car in any way?
If done properly, because our staff is well trained, if it's done properly, it will not scratch the car.
Okay, and how long will the shine last?
1 week to 1.5 weeks.
Oh,
And on the training of the staff, it takes 2 weeks to a month just to learn how to do it before they can touch any
the
other
correct
cars.
way.
Yeah, it's not as simple as spray and wipe. Yeah. So imagine if you go to a normal car wash, just say you wash your car now, 10 minutes later it rains. What happens? You get spots on your car, correct? With the waterless car wash, the spots is minimized or normally is none. Unless it rains like 5 minutes, then it's just pure dirt. Then no choice. But if it rains for quite a long time, then the water spots will not be there.
Actually, that's what I like about some green innovations. If the performance of the green product is even better than the conventional product, then I think the marketing opportunities are great. Sometimes people perceive green is more expensive or not as good. But I think we're moving into an area where products like this are actually even higher in performance than the conventional way of doing things. And sometimes it's difficult to sell things just on green. So selling things on actually what you get at the end as the end result is even better than what you had before with a conventional way of cleaning
Yeah,
it.
makes sense. How much are they available off the shelf, or do you have to go to a specific center to get our cars washed?
Okay, like we mentioned, it takes to take care of the car, we actually have to train the staff. So we don't sell the product off the shelf.
Okay.
Our service is whereby you give us a call at our 1-800 number.
Alright.
Alright, we will come to you. You don't need to move your car and everything. It's keyless, basically.
That's the best
Just
part.
tell us where your car is parked. Our boys will come, wash your car, and leave a sticker saying that your car has just been washed by Go Waterless, and then that's it.
Okay, so that's the number.
1-800-227-9274 or 1-800-CAR-WASH.
Yes. And with that being said, where is the area that you cover for now?
Okay, currently we are operating mainly in Kiara Hatamas, Bangsa and Taman Tun, and also Damansara. So we are because this business we are looking into licensing the business. So we are looking for people who are interested in becoming our partners to operate in other areas such as Putrajaya, Bukit Antabangsa, where because the product is such, we target middle to upper income market. So we are looking for partners to operate in other areas as well.
So, Matthias, having seen all these products, what's your view on how big this can go?
I think this can go very big because once the awareness increases with people that this is environmentally very, very important and that this can deliver an excellent product result, particularly as well, I think that it could be a very excellent opportunity for corporates to do this as part of their environmental improvement initiative. Some companies, they measure their CO2 emissions. One example is DG. They've made a commitment to reduce their CO2 emissions by 50%. Others are measuring their water consumption. So if you measure water consumption for a building and target massive reduction, this can be one of the flagship ways of actually massively reducing it. So I think corporates, so far you don't have a corporate client yet.
No, we
so
don't.
there is the opportunity for a corporate out there to have be the first waterless car fleet washing program, which I think would be great for their environmental report and for showing that they are actually serious in reducing. What we need to do is we need to measure our consumption, electricity, water, and then actually set targets and reduce it. So I think this is where you guys have a great market. Last night when I posted it on Facebook, I got an inquiry from, I think it was Cambodia.
Oh.
So, you know, they were asking, hey, that sounds good because water is not so, you know, is a scarce source, it's expensive, can we use this as well in Cambodia? So there are all sorts of places, I think, in the future where these green products and green philosophies will have a commercially viable market.
And going back to the green aspect of that, for people who are keen on living green and are actually thinking on the pollution aspect, how much water are we actually saving with this waterless car wash?
I think in average in Malaysia, I think the figure is about 50 to 70 liter of water that an average car wash does.
Yes.
So if you scale that up, you know, how many millions of cars do we have in Malaysia?
Way too much.
In KL, we have about 3 million.
3 million cars. Let's assume 3
KL.
million
KL
cars. Let's be conservative. Once a month washing, 12 times, 3 times 12, that's like 36 million. 36 million multiplied by 50, we're talking about 360 million, we're talking over 1 billion liters of water that could potentially save. And that would be huge savings for the whole water infrastructure. You know, I was talking early on about this water pipe from Pahang to Selangor, 8 billion ringgit, the cost of it. You know, so it costs Malaysians a lot of money, even though they think water is virtually free of charge, because it's subsidized through taxpayers' money or whatever else. So it could actually be a strategic target for the government to support initiatives like this, rainwater harvesting, water efficiency measures, to avoid the need for spending loads of money on additional water supply sources. So I think this is great as well for making the economy more competitive by avoiding you to having to spend on additional water supply.
Yeah, and you won't have to be congregating by the roadside, you know, there are like broken pipes and free water supplies. Promotional-wise, Lawrence, what's the roadshow? I mean, would there be any promotional activities or roadshows for, you know, the public to know more about this product?
Yes, we are moving out the roadshows. We are starting out with our Facebook, our website, just to let the rest of the world know. Then we are going to start off with areas, geographical areas first, starting with Kiara, Hatamas. Then we're going to move to KL. Perhaps by year end, Penang, JB.
Okay.
We are in discussion also in Kuantan.
Cool. It's good to know that this is moving further and covering a larger ground. Now, can you clean any car surface? What if I want to clean my private jet, say?
Yes,
How many
it
have
was
you
done
got?
before.
How many have you got?
Well, I have one, but I haven't bought it yet.
I see, I
It's
see.
waiting
It's not
for
very
me.
eco-friendly.
You've ordered the jet,
Check with me first.
Future, when I become a dato, I expect to. That's a different story.
So one bottle can wash 2.5
2.5 cars, yes.
So,
Okay.
what about, you know, heavy machineries?
Okay, we were actually given the opportunity to wash a Cessna. Yes, we actually have done wash a Cessna
How
before.
did that go?
How many people did that take?
That took 4 because that was our first time, so we wanted to be careful because, as you know, for a plane to wash the plane, they need to move the plane to a water spot because there's no water source on the tarmac. So then they like washing a car, you just spray the plane and everything because of the sensitive equipment. So they just spray, and if they're not well trained, it might spoil the plane. So whereas for us, our guys will slowly wax and wash the plane cleanly, and at the plane we'll sit there at the spot. So you don't need to start the engine, which greens. You don't need to start the engine and drive the plane to somewhere else to water spot and things like that.
So if you see a super gleaming Cessna flying about, that would be the hard work and the good work from the Waterless Carwash. And aside from that, what's in it for the long run? You know, people might be thinking, you know, like 2 buckets, 3 buckets, what is there? You know, how do you change this mindset that has been imprinted for such a long time?
I think what we need to do for Malaysia is we need to let people know what does it truly cost to bring the water to their house. How much do they pay in reality through taxpayer subsidies and whatever else goes into managing the whole water supply. I think only then people will realize. In theory, my opinion from a green perspective is let people pay the true cost of water, then they wake up. But obviously politically, you know, that is a very sensitive subject. But in Malaysia, Malaysia, the truth is, electricity, I've seen the statistics, Malaysians consume 37% more electricity than neighboring countries because electricity is subsidized. And when things are cheap, we waste them. So you can say they consume more, but actually we can say as well we waste more. So once we realize how expensive it actually is, so we need to somehow come to a point for people to realize this is actually costing you money even though you don't pay the bill. Another thing is, in some places, I think Putrajaya, you're not allowed to do car wash because of all the pollution that goes into the local water. That again costs money to clean up. This is biodegradable material. You've got the dirt all on the cloth. So it's much more controllable. Otherwise, you know, the dirt, and especially if people use like heavy cleaning materials that are not biodegradable, it again pollutes the water, and that needs to be cleaned up in the wastewater treatment plant that again costs money. So environmentally, we need people to realize that this is important, but as well financially. You know, we are wasting a lot of money by not treating water as a precious resource.
There you go. We've been talking about saving money for quite some time now. So this is, you know, your first few steps to join. And you can actually log on to www.waterlesscarwash.com.my. And the numbers on the screen right now, you can be a part of this really exciting project. I can't wait to send my car.
To see how shiny it actually gets after being waxed, and it protects your car as well. That's good to know. That's the numbers for you to call, and also the 1-800 number if you want to wash your car.
1-800-227-9274. Thank you again for joining us this early Monday morning.
Thank you very much.
It's been a very enlightening discussion.
Yes, it has.
Smiles, and of course, you know, it goes. The domino effect is kind of long. You know, from saving money to saving the environment, and of course, saving your car and saving your time. So it's a good deal.
It's been wonderful finding out about this Waterless Car Wash. Hopefully you will find out more for yourself as well on the website. We are moving on. After this, we're talking about the 4th Putrajaya International Hot Air Balloon Fiesta. It's back. We have our guest in the studio. Don't go anywhere.